Personal story segment tonight. As you may know, the former mayor of San Francisco, Wille Brown, is a committed Democrat, but an outspoken guy. And he says the Palin factor is hurting his party big time. The mayor joins us now from the city by the bay. You know, you wrote a piece in the San Francisco Chronicle, and I admired it for its honesty. And you basically said, hey, look, this Sarah Palin has turned everything upside down, and she's a big threat to Barack Obama. And why don't you define it a little bit further? Why is she a threat?
She's a threat to Barack Obama because, first, just like Barack Obama was 18 months ago, she's a new person on the scene. Number two, she's got a terrific personality. Number three, she is a true maverick. And a combination of all those, plus being a woman, gives her an edge that McCain didn't have going into his convention. But coming out of his convention, her presentation, she's thrown the Democrats for a loop, and they are not yet back on stride.
Now, she has been denigrated because she was a mayor, and you were a mayor. You also worked in the state legislature. And when you hear people say, hey, she doesn't have the experience for the job, you say what?
It's a mistake for you to even focus on Sarah if you're a Democrat and if you're Barack Obama. Your opponent is John McCain. Don't talk about Sarah. The public absolutely loves the idea that Sarah is a mom, that Sarah managed to win the mayorship, she got the governorship, she took on the good old boys in Alaska. She clearly is not so much of an advocate of things that she can't tolerate a different view, and she speaks so that even George Bush can understand it. A combination of all those factors.
Use me, not the president. Even I can understand. Yes. I'm better than that. Now, are you surprised that the left-wing media, and you live in the most left-wing city in the country, has made it so personal, gone after her in such a personal way? Has that surprised you?
No, that didn't surprise me because, after all, Bill, they were absolutely enthusiastic profusely about Barack Obama. And they don't want anybody, frankly, to touch Mr. Obama. However, keep in mind that as journalists, there are certain standards that journalists require of all of us who are politicians. She doesn't meet those standards. And when you don't meet those standards, they kind of let you know it. And that's essentially what they're doing, but they're hurting Obama in the process.
What standard doesn't she meet?
She doesn't meet the standard of being like the Washington insiders. She doesn't meet the standard of like being a daily participant in the O'Reilly show on Fox, or being a daily participant on MSNBC, or on Wolf's operation at CNN. She's never been exposed to any of that. As a result of that, they don't know her. She's not from that part of the world where you talk to people.
I think it's more personal than that. I don't think they're judging Sarah Palin by her time in office in Alaska or her inaccessibility to the Beltway pinheads. I think, and I'm almost positive I'm right about this, she is a big threat to what has become an ideological press in this country. Look at the San Francisco Chronicle. What do they espouse? Gay marriage, unlimited abortion, legalized narcotics, you know, a libertine social philosophy, secularism. Governor Palin stands against all that. If she becomes the most powerful woman in the world, which she would if she's elected vice president, and if she is allowed to become acceptable, Sarah Palin, and her ideology becomes acceptable in America, the ideological left-wing press takes an enormous hit, does it not?
First, and let me tell you, first and foremost, I don't think that her philosophy is unacceptable. I think George Bush, over the last 8 years, has made it very comfortable for people who advocate as she does in all the categories of which you speak. So I don't think this is a new phenomenon as it relates to Sarah.
It is for a woman.
I do think she represents something different.
It is for a woman. There has never been in this country a conservative woman achieve power the way she might, ever.
Except in certain categories, like governorships of Alaska. She has achieved that.
Yeah, but this is a national presence.
No, but even as governor of Alaska, she doesn't intrude or allow her philosophy to get in the way of achieving
her governance
successful goals.
But you never know that.
All of her state.
You never know that by the American media's reportage. Hey, Mayor, you're an honest guy, you know, and I appreciate you coming up and telling us what you think. Thank you.